Planet Zoo has been rated E10 Plus by the MSRB for crude humor, mild blood, and mild violence. It has been approved for all persons ages 10 and over. This video is brought to you in part by The Night Sheriff by Phil Foglio. Bartholomew Zenon's Zenonland is protected by the Night Sheriff. Day and night, he's burdened by a witch's curse to be aware of all that live and play within the massive fantasy theme park. Now an attack on the park by a monster hunter who knows far too much threatens everything: the guests, the staff, and the supernaturals who take refuge in the park. The Night Sheriff must scramble to uncover not only the source of the threat, but the secrets of the park of which even he was not aware. If he doesn't, he may be doomed. The park may be doomed. And even the world may be doomed. And that's a lot of doom. Go to Amazon.com for your copy today. Hey kids, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Planet Zoo and the Prairie Haven Zoo Project. What we're doing today is we're adding the second of what I've been calling the big ticket animals. The first, of course, was the southern white rhinoceros. This is going to be the cheetah. Cheetahs are amazingly popular in the game, and people just like looking at them. And the truth is, they're popular in real life too. We have a zoo local to me with cheetahs, and boy howdy are they probably the most popular animal in the zoo. Anyway, we're going to add them. This is actually going to be the first of 3 big cats that I'm adding to the zoo. I'm also going to be doing the Siberian tiger and the jaguar. These are going to be, like I said earlier in the white rhino episode, I'm beginning to ramp up I wouldn't call it quality, but the attraction, the appeal, if you will. I'm beginning to ramp up the popularity of the animals. I mean, we've got a lot of antelope here. We've got a lot of, the usual thing. Almost every zoo is built on a background of antelopes and local animals, plus 1 or 2 big, huge, big-ticket species. Well, I'm adding tigers and jaguars and cheetahs. These are not the only big-ticket species, because I've got a chimpanzee habitat coming up, and chimpanzees are amazingly popular. I've got other things coming. I'm seriously ramping up the zoo at this point. There will be a couple of the quote-unquote normal animals. I hate saying it that way, but I guess you guys get the point. The ones that would be standard for a zoo. And of course, there's a couple of others that I want to do that aren't really standard for any zoos here in the United States, but because I've got plans for a platypus habitat, and you just don't see those very often in zoos that aren't in Australia. Anyway, like I said, what I'm doing here is I'm putting in cheetahs. Cheetahs are interesting. They need a lot of space, but they don't need like miles of it. And also, you have to be careful to take care of their needs. They are a little picky, but they can also be amazing animals for your zoos. If you're building a franchise zoo, you can turn them into a moneymaker by earning conservation credits just by breeding your cheetahs. Anyway, I'm going to turn this over to the time lapse so you guys can watch the build. I do have to warn you, my recording software crashed in the middle of doing this, and which is why the habitat goes from half finished to about 3/4 finished, because I did not notice the software crash immediately, and just kept working. It's you'll see it shortly. I'll talk to you later. So here's the finished cheetah habitat. The cheetahs, basically they require a lot of space, but it has to be open space. They don't like a lot of plants. They don't like a lot of, they'll accept rocks. And as you notice, I did use rocks a lot in the decoration of the habitat, but they don't want a lot of plants. So basically, I gave them a couple of trees. I think there's like one bush in here somewhere, and that's it for the plants. But otherwise, they've got the rocks. It's a nice habitat. I like it. The cheetahs like it. It gives them everything they need. It's currently sitting right here in case in case you want to know where it is in comparison to the rest of the zoo. Here's the Nile monitors, and here's the okapi, and right there's the cheetahs. Here's the pronghorns. So anyway, yeah, it came out very nice. Came out exactly as I was thinking. I wanted to do a semi-sunken habitat because I do a lot of sunken habitats where I just make the area of the habitat lower than the path, and that's fine. But I also wanted to give a portion of it to make sure that a portion of it was at the same height level as the path, which is why I've got that bi-level path going on. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed what you just saw. I'm very sorry about the crash that made everything awkward, because literally I was like, when the crash happened, the entire area was empty, and I had just put the cheetahs into the habitat. And then the next thing you see, I've got rocks and trees and all that number, and I'm very sorry about that, guys. Anyway, if you could put up with me, if you've watched this far, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. The next habitat is going to be the Siberian tiger, and I'm putting it up here somewhere in this general area here. I haven't decided yet. I've got some basic ideas for what I want the habitat to look like. I think I'm going to make it be an indoor-outdoor habitat with some cover that's more than just a sleeping area. Might have some enrichment objects, and then a big wide area for the tiger to move around in that looks natural. We will see how it goes. I'm hoping the plans work out. I expect they probably will. And, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you join me in that episode also. Siberian tigers next. After the Siberian tigers, I'm going to be putting in jaguars, and the jaguars are going in right here. Right across from the otters. So yeah, that's the next two habitats. After that, I don't know yet. I'm going to make a decision. I know that eventually I'm going to be putting in chimpanzees. I'm thinking about adding elephants. But at the same time, I'm thinking about a giant anteater. I'm thinking about the brand new otters, the Asian small-clawed otters. Capybara. I want to put capybara in the zoo. We shall all figure it out as it happens, because I'm ashamed to admit that I'm winging this a lot more than you guys suspect. So yeah, I will see you in the next episode, which is going to be Siberian tigers. It's going to be up here in the Asian area, and it's going to be a grand thing. I'm planning on doing something ambitious. I look forward to it. I hope you do too. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.